What's up, everybody? So today is Friday, September 20th, 2024, and it has officially been 2 years since my family and I has been homeless. So, since 2022, September 20th, 2022. Just saying those words, it hurts. It's hard on me. It's hard on me to say those words. So anyhow, so today it's officially been 2 years that we've been homeless. And that homelessness has consisted of being homeless in 3 different states: California, Oregon, and Washington. We've been in various living conditions during that time. I mean, the majority of time during the past 2 years, we've been in some hotel or another. Again, either in California, Oregon, or Washington. And not necessarily, don't take that as, oh, well, it's nice you're hotel living. We are in hotels like day to day, out on the street, begging, trying to get money for a hotel so we weren't on the street. For those of you who have watched my videos for a while, you're aware of that, having all of our, because we got to a point, when we initially became homeless, we had a vehicle. My vehicle ended up breaking down, and that's when we lost like 90% of our belongings. And then from there, it was just shoving all of our stuff that we did, or that we were able to keep, into duffel bags and backpacks, and just dragging that stuff around town, dragging that stuff onto trains and onto buses, etc. And again, being on the street, begging for money, coming on the internet and begging for money. Many of you have helped us through that, and donating and all that. So anyhow, so during that 2 years, we've been in and out of hotels, various hotels. Again, begging for money on the streets or on the internet for money to have those hotels, but we didn't always have money for the hotel. So there were times when we slept in the car, or there was a period of time we sort of lived in my cousin's garage, in a tent on the street. Did I say that already? In a tent on the street. Just various situations. But to date, we still do not have a home, a permanent residence. Some people would say, oh, well, you're in a hotel, that's a home. It's not. I'm not going to really get into that. But it's not, it's not a permanent residence. It's very temporary. And, we don't have the normal things that your average, or your normal house does. We don't have an oven or a stove or, and everything in the hotel room. None of it's ours. It's the beds that are in there. They're not our beds. It's not our microwave, the little fridge. None of it's ours. It's not our place. It's a place that it's a hotel. And even though right now I have a job, if I happen to lose that job, we're back on the street again. Because again, we don't have a home. I'm actually sitting in my car right now that doesn't function, but this would pretty much be our home. We would have to figure out a way to get the car running, and either sleep in here in the car, or drive somewhere to go beg, and just go roundabout and again go drive somewhere, go beg for money, try to get money for a hotel, go get a hotel, and then around and round and round. So we've been through that, and even though I'm glossing over it, I can't explain in words like how terrible, how traumatic, how awful it's been over the past 2 years. Now, that's not to say that every moment of this past 2 years has been horrible. again, especially now, I do have a job now, and we had a functioning car for a while until the car, decided to stop working. And we have good moments. I've met a really great guy from work, and he drives us around. Sometimes we go out to eat, and or when my car was functioning, me, my girlfriend, and my son would go somewhere out and about or whatever. So even though we've been homeless for this 2 years, we've always tried to have somewhat a normal life, a little bit. It's getting kind of hot in the car. I need to open up the door. Oh, and the car is locked. I can't turn the car on to the air because I don't have. I guess that light's just going to be on. So even though, my point in that is, even though there has, it hasn't been, every second of this past 2 years has not been like torturous or whatever, but overall, especially with all the stuff we went through, like I said, especially when we were literally on the streets begging, dragging our stuff around, and my autistic son was out there with us on the street, trying, helping us beg. I mean, he was there, he was there with us as my girlfriend and I were begging and just being out in the extreme heat at times during the summer, or, being out in the pouring rain, during the winter, or in the cold in the winter, again, on the street, just trying to beg for money, just sitting there, just hoping that we would get enough money for a hotel or for food, or like I said, I would come on here and make videos when, because there were some days that we didn't make enough money for a hotel, and so I'd come on here and I would explain my situation to you guys, and some of you guys would so graciously help, but the trauma and all that of having to do that, it's been like a nightmare. It's been like a nightmare for the past 2 years. Again, obviously there's been good points, good things that happen, but very terrible things has happened as well. I mean, I'm not going to go into detail. I mean, it's 2 years worth of stories, and so, but I mean, just traumatic, again, my son, he just turned 10 years old, so we've been homeless since he's 8 years old, literally like right after his birthday, and trying to explain to my autistic son who's nonverbal, he doesn't speak, and I don't know fully what he understands, trying to explain to him why, we don't have a home, or that we have to continue to leave a hotel. He would get established, he would think, okay, this is our new home in whatever hotel we're in, and then we'd have to leave and go to another one, a cheaper one or whatever it is, and just been traumatic. Again, there's no way I could sit here in a video and explain every aspect of what's gone on in the past 2 years, whether good or bad. But just suffice to say that overall, it's been very traumatic. Traumatic to the point of, at first, when we became homeless, we had hope of getting out of it quick, and it didn't happen. And so, at some point, when you realize that you're not going to get out of it, or at least no time in the foreseeable future, because we really had a lot of hope. Okay, this and that could happen or whatever. Even after I got a job, it was like, okay, hey, maybe something will come. I'll be able to get into a place, and that's still, eluding us. Just still getting a real place that's still eluding us. And it's come to the point where I hate to even say the words, but it has gone on, this homeless thing for us has gone on so long, and all three of us, me, my girlfriend, and my son, have experienced so much trauma, just the stress from all this, not knowing if we're going to have a home, some days not knowing if we're going to have food, and since my son is autistic, he's not just nonverbal, he still doesn't use the bathroom on his own, and so he uses diapers. There was times, it's like, oh, we're gonna have, be able to get enough money to get him diapers, or again, food. And I mean, there was many times where the money that we did have, we made sure that he ate, even though my girlfriend and I didn't necessarily eat, or we didn't eat well. Just, again, it's just so much stuff. Anyhow, I really don't want to belabor it too much, because this video could go on just for hours and hours. But anyhow, it's gone on so long, and it's still going on. We still don't have a home, and I've come to a point where it's like, I don't think that something like magnificent could happen in our lives. Like, say I go buy a lottery scratcher and I win $1 million or $10 million, whatever. We get a house, I fix my car, we get a new car, whatever. We have food. We have all of our wants and needs, and have a house and all that kind of stuff. At this point, we've experienced so much trauma that I don't know if, this is for all three of us, that we can ever recover. It's gone so far, and all three of us have endured so much trauma. Yeah, it makes me really sad, because I think that it's affected all three of us in such a way, I don't think we'll ever recover. Not fully, anyways. And especially, that is with the assumption that if we got out of this homelessness thing, say tomorrow, okay, maybe we could begin to heal, but I don't know when that's going to happen. That's fanciful thinking. The reality is we still don't have a real home. I don't know when we'll ever get one, and now we're kind of going backwards because we're able to start saving a little bit of money, and maybe had hopes of like, say, building up our credit, and okay, maybe now we can get a place. And then the car breaks down, and then the hotel fees went up because the summer came, and we live in the place where my work is at, where we have to be. They have people come out here for concerts because they're amphitheaters, so the prices of the hotels go through the roof, and so that cut into our savings, and it was just like, things just started going down again, and like I said, at any point, if for whatever reason I happen to lose my job, not even if I do anything stupid, let's just say I get injured, or or say I happen to die, and then it's just my girlfriend and my son, and she's just trying to figure out what to do. Anyways, hypothetical scenarios aside, it's like, it's not, we're still in this. We're still in this. Regardless of sometimes, people kind of, how do I say this? Like, say I tell someone, yeah, we're in a hotel. And someone might say, oh, well, you're not technically homeless. The words don't even matter. It's the fact that, again, regardless of you call it a hotel or not, it's the fact that we're living like week to week or month to month. And again, if I don't give the hotel people the money, we're on the street like immediately. Whereas in like an apartment or a house, at least you have a lease, and maybe they're lenient a little bit. Okay, you're a little bit late on rent, but they're not going to kick you out. With a hotel, it's like, if you don't pay the hotel on the day it's due, you need to get out that day. There is no, oh, you could pay a little bit late, or they work with you. And hotel doesn't work like that. And like I said, regardless, even if you call it a home or not, the words don't matter. Again, it's like I said, the fact is we don't have an oven, we don't have a stove. My girlfriend cooks with an electric cooker. We bought an electric cooker a long time ago. She plugs into the wall and she cooks with that like a frying pan. But we don't have an oven, we don't have it's not, and none of it's ours. The beds aren't ours, the shower's not ours, the microwave's not ours, the fridge is not ours. It's a tiny fridge at that, because it is a hotel. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I really don't want anyone, I really, really, really don't want anyone to think that I'm complaining, or like, oh, woe is me, or that you should feel bad for me, or that I'm doing this so you donate to me. I'm not doing any of that. This is just, I don't know what the title is going to be, but it's a retrospect. Today's the 2-year anniversary of us being homeless, and this is just me talking about it. That's it. So I really don't want anyone to think that I'm trying to get sympathy from anyone or money. That's not, if I really need money, you guys know, I'll come and be like, hey, we really need money for this and that. We're okay for now. My car's still down, but But that's not what this video is about. It's just a retrospect, a review of sorts of the past. It's been 2 years. That is a big chunk of time. A big chunk of time, like I said, especially for my son. Just think, like I said, my son just turned 10 years old. So, so he's been homeless since he's 8 for 2 years. That's 20% of his life. 2 years is 20% of 10 years. And even if me and my girlfriend, or any of us, say I live to be 100 years old, 2 years is still 2%. So at the very least, even if I live to be 100 years old, 2% of my life I've been homeless. It's a long time. It's a long time, And before anybody says it, because it always happens, someone is going to say, hey, it's your fault, you shouldn't complain, you need to pick yourself up by your bootstraps. I understand all that. I go to work full time. Sometimes I work, actually almost every week I work more than full time, like 48 hours a week. I work either like 4 12-hour days or 5 12-hour days, 6 12-hour days sometimes within the course of 1 week. I get it. I get that this whole thing is our fault. And like I said, that's not what this video is about. This video is not about asking for sympathy or money or to try to redirect blame to it's this person's fault, that person's fault. I take 100% of the blame. I've said that before. Sure, yeah, it's my fault. I know. I mean, I made a lot of stupid decisions in my life. Gosh, going all the way back to I was, I don't know, in my early teens, maybe sooner than that. So I get all that. That's not what this video is about. This video is just like, hey, this is just the anniversary. It's just stating matter-of-factly, it's the 2-year anniversary of us being homeless. We're still in it. We're still going through it. And it's been really, really bad. It's been really, really bad. And the two main things is, A, I don't know when it's going to end. I don't know when this nightmare is going to be over. And the second thing is, I don't know when, if it does end. I mean, I could have a heart attack one day. Any of us could die before we get out of this. Our dog already died while we were homeless. So our dog never made it out of this homelessness. Our dog, she died while we were homeless. We were literally living in a hotel. She died in a hotel, just like struggling to death, I mean, just in just absolute pain. So we already lost one member of our family while in this homelessness, and we could lose another, And so, yeah, so I don't know if all of us will get out of this homelessness. I don't know when, and I don't know if by the grace of God, man, it's hard for me to say these things. Try not to cry because I really don't like when people go on videos and cry to try to get sympathy. I understand sometimes people cry just because they're sad. I get that. But I don't want it to, I don't want it to seem like, oh, I'm being sad to try to get sympathy. So I'm trying not to cry. What was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. So I don't know if or when we're going to make it out of this. And then the last thing is, I don't know. Oh, that's what I was going to say. If by the grace of God that all three of us do make it out of this, I don't know if any or all of us are going to recover mentally or physically from this. Our physical and our mental health has definitely taken a toll since we've been in this. And so I don't know if we'll ever recover. Even if, like I say, even if we got out of this tomorrow by some miracle or whenever. Heck, it could be another year, 2 years. I don't know. That's one question that plagues me the most. When is this nightmare going to end? Literally. When is this nightmare going to end? I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, like I said, I'm not going to cry. The last thing I'll say, I definitely want to say this. Regardless of how much longer this goes on, and like I said, by the grace of God, I just hope it's not much longer. Somehow, some way, I hope we get into some place, right? But regardless of any of that, I do want to say thank you to all the people out there in my family, the people not in my family, some of you who don't even know me personally, people on the street, people from churches, people from different faiths, whether it's Muslim or Christian or Hindu or whatever, atheist, whatever it is. Thank you to all of you who over the past 2 years have been here, for support, just watching the videos, maybe liking the videos, commenting. For all of you, especially all of you who have donated, even for those of you who donated $1, $2, some of you donated hundreds of dollars or more. Thank you. That's, that makes me want to be sad too, because, man, this hurts. That makes me want to be sad too, because we have got so much help, and if it wasn't for the help of you guys, I'm crying. If it wasn't for the help of a lot of you, we would have spent more days on the street and without food, without a car, without a hotel to go to, clothes. Some of you, or again, people on the streets, when we're begging, donated clothes, or whether it's soap or, obviously money, healthcare items, food, actual food items, hot food, cold food, whatever. So thank you. That's it. I didn't want to be sad. I didn't want to be sad. I didn't plan on being sad at all. But yeah, thank you. Honestly, yeah, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Even more recently, my friend Jesus from work giving us rides to today. He gave us a ride today. We went to Wenatchee, to Walmart, get food, So yeah, a lot of you have helped a lot. And like I said, even if it's not a money thing, even for all of you out there who may have never donated, or maybe you never even commented on my video, maybe you never even liked my video, just for the, just watching, being here, bumping up the views, because that makes me feel better too. I'm like, well, hey, I make videos and at least people are watching, at least that's helping grow my YouTube channel, and you guys have gave me hope that way. Okay, I need to end this video because I hate crying. I hate crying. Okay, that's it. I gotta go because I'm gonna just cry. Thank you very much. Thank you to everybody. It's been 2 years. That's it. That's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much for watching. When I say that, I don't just say it as something to end the video. I mean that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you guys next video.